Could be. Try that now.
Now it should be on.
Yeah. Go ahead, drink your water. I couldn't get that out of the mailbox, and by the time I pulled the car up next to it, I couldn't get the door down to get the box out. We already scratched my car with the... Anyway.
I didn't do
Are you coming over here? I have to clean your bum.
Come right in.
Beg your pardon?
I gotta do this. Oh shit. Come on.
Come on, girl.
Just clean the...
Come over here.
She knows exactly. Yeah, come ahead.
Good girl.
Whoa.
Whoa. Got it?
This is right on camera.
Oh, poor Bailey.
Oh.
Well,
It's
it's
a privacy
no
code.
not the best we can do here.
She doesn't know it's on camera.
Poor thing.
It's okay. Good girl. Good job.
She can't lift her tail is the problem. Oh, easy, easy. We're just being
It's okay.
careful.
It's all right.
Stay. Let me...
You want more?
Yeah, stay. Stay. Hang on. Oh, 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 oh.
Sensitive. Good girl.
Oh, 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 oh. Be careful.
Stay.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Stay.
Well, wait. Good girl.
The top is still, where she had those abscesses, is still a little tender. But she's very clean now.
Good.
Very clean and pretty.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, jump up there so easy.
There we go. I'll have one for my hands now.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be good.
All right, let me pull this up.
Oh dear, don't throw up now. What? Too many cookies? Okay. That problem is still
All
done?
right. Somebody's asked me, do you find it harder to train a male dog over a female?
Mhm.
I actually,
Be careful. No, go ahead.
it does depend on the dog, but I actually think it's the reverse of that.
It's easier with a male?
I find it easier with a male.
Go ahead. Go with it. Well, we did have a discussion the other day on colors.
Yeah, we did.
And I find, and you find, that Harlequins seem to have a, it's a comic section or something.
Yes.
There's definitely a playful area to a comic, to a Harlequin that is not necessarily true with a black or a merle.
I agree.
And consequently, they don't pay attention as well. So I think there's more of I see more of a discrepancy in color than by the sex.
Right. I would agree with
But
that.
with the sex, it's really the individual dog. But
It
the
is.
Harlequins, almost without a exception, are a bunch of weirdos. But they're
Yes.
fun. They're fun.
And we've had a lot of good service dog Harls.
Yeah.
Ruckus. Who else?
Bentley's not bad.
Jessie. Bentley.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a lot of good ones.
I'm sure there are more. I just can't think of them. Well, that's the only questions thus far.
That's not true.
They've all asked me them the last.
Oh, come on, guys. Let
Excuse
me
me.
find, where on earth is it? There we go.
Nope. Sort by all of us. Sort by. We had a lengthy session yesterday because I kept answering while you were picking up Purina.
Oh,
3 months ago. No.
oh, come on, guys. I'm going to turn it down so we can.
Between you and me coughing, it's like.
Okay. It's okay, Bailey. We're family. There we go. Sound is on.
more. Yeah, see, it was just that one up top. That's the only one.
Yeah. Chicken brick update, 566 had been bought for a total of 2,100.
Some of the pairs are bonding. Does this present a problem? I'm assuming you mean by the puppies that we put together in the kennels. I don't necessarily see that as a problem. And I will say, like yesterday, I switched up all the minions when we got back from their rabies vaccination. So I believe each of them are with somebody new. We try to mix it up a little bit, but eventually they'll all be in their own kennel, probably.
What is the hardest command to teach, or the one that you have the most problem with?
I'll have to think about that one. What do you think? Hardest to teach.
The hardest to teach probably is weight, which they learn very early in the game, and then it is very useful in the rest of the training.
I agree.
But when they are
takes a
puppies
while.
and they want the food now,
Yeah.
and they want it now, please
It's
give
a
it. You know,
process.
there is a weight deal that they have to learn. But once they learn that, they learn to learn a little bit, and then you're off and running.
If I would say as an adult dog, the one that's, and a lot of people comment on this, is backing up.
Oh, I don't have trouble with that.
You don't have trouble with that?
No.
But I think people's perception is that, oh, my dog backs up for me, but that's because you're approaching your dog, and so the dog's natural reaction is to back up in front of you. It's different when you're teaching a dog to back up next to you.
I don't have any trouble with that. Especially if you have a shopping cart or something. I
Yeah.
practice that all the time in the supermarkets because you can line up next to the freezer, and you've got the shopping cart right there, and you can just say back and start backing.
Right.
Now
to
you've got
swing
them
a
pinned
dog
against
backwards, under a
and,
table,
you know,
things like that.
and all of these things you just teach just a few seconds a day, and then you do it tomorrow. You know,
Just one little try. And
one little thing. Oh, good boy, and then we go off to the next thing, so that by the time you get over it, what I find is hard is to steer their rear ends. If you're trying to steer them in between two seats.
yes, so that's what I mean by backing up. Like on an airplane, you're
Like
trying
on an air,
to,
yeah. Right, when you got to come in straight and go at a right angle and back
right,
the rear
you
end
gotta
in.
line them up, then you gotta almost like tap their butt over, get them lined up, and then a backwards. So it takes some finesse.
There is a people always go through these puppy tests, and the rest of the world pinches their toes and makes them roll over and holds them down, things like that. I don't approve of that. What I do if I'm ready testing a dog is if you put down some food and they're a little bit hungry and they stick their face in it and start to eat, then ask them to move their rear end over. If they freeze and push against you, you got a real problem. That's going to be a bastard of a dog. Or if it jumps sideways, oh my God, it just twists out of the way. But if it just slowly moves sideways, you got it made.
It's interesting that you say that because a lot of times that'll happen on the feeder. If for some reason if you have a bowl on the end,
Yeah.
sometimes they'll walk over to the side, right, and they're eating out of the side, and so you'll ease their butt on over. Most of them are pretty good about slowly moving their legs while they continue to eat.
Sideward pressure on a dog is not a popular thing. They don't like it for some reason. And furthermore, if he's got his face in the food and he's stiffened and he's going to eat faster and you're not going to move him, you almost got a food aggression going on. But it's a very interesting test to give any dog. And that describes their whole personalities without this toe pinching deal that the rest of the world does.
Somebody's asked, is the next step in spoon feeding to have them sit down before they get a treat? No, we don't really teach them to sit.
Just stand still.
Yes, I just want you to focus for
Just
a second.
focus.
Just wait. So it's
Yeah.
more about waiting to me than sitting.
We don't encourage sitting down because if somebody's using a dog for balance purposes,
Right.
and the dog has the instinct to sit down, you got a problem.
You're
And
at this
furthermore,
angle.
when you fall down and you're going to get up, you're probably going to put pressure on the hind end, the front end, everything. And if you've done that to teach them how to lie down, then you're going to have a problem teaching them to stand up when you need them to get up.
Exactly.
So sitting down that's only in the minds of the.
I don't
I
even
don't
like
know.
my dog. They don't even know how to sit. My bulldog does, but my Great Danes don't know how the word sit.
Bulldogs haven't got a rear end to begin with.
Exactly.
Am I supposed to be reading these?
What challenges or changes to routine have you encountered with 31 in the pipeline? I don't think there's really any change in the routine. The routine takes a little bit longer with 31. Maybe that's a challenge. It's just the time involved. It's just more bowls of food. But I don't really think it's a change necessarily.
How do you train them not to chew up things?
That's a question. Chewing.
This is kind of interesting, though.
Okay.
How do you train them not to chew up things since you give them boxes and toys? Is that the only way to keep them busy, is not to chew on couches? Yeah, probably.
Give them
They're
something.
going to chew on something.
Give them something to chew on that you don't.
Yeah, now
care.
whether it's working on their gums and cutting teeth and whatever, I don't know. But you'll notice the arms on all our chairs are chewed off.
Mm-hmm.
Gave up worrying about it. They'll chew on the walls.
It gives the furniture character.
Distressed furniture.
That's what I say. Distressed, antiqued.
We can antique it in about 20 minutes around here.
Have you worn a pedometer? How many miles do you walk in average a day? I used to have that. Remember we used to
Yeah,
have
we all
those?
had those things.
I still have mine.
Megan seemed to cover 27 whatever.
1,000. Usually we
27,000?
on a average day we would do between 20 and 25, 26,000 steps.
Yeah.
How many miles is that? 7?
I don't know.
Ish. It tells you. I don't know how accurate it is, but I've convinced myself that I get enough exercise at my job. Now, whether my doctor agrees with that is probably another story.
Have you ever taken a pup to a movie theater? Yeah,
Yes, I have.
we have.
I have.
A lot of time when they take them home overnight, they take them.
Yeah, I haven't done it on the job, but I have taken dogs that stay on overnights.
Have you ever had a dog grab something off a store shelf? Oh, when you're out training and funny stories.
Have you ever had grab something off of the shelf?
No, because we watch them.
Exactly.
I haven't had it happen.
My head is like, or my eyes really never leave
On the top
dog's
of the
head.
dog. You're watching the top of the dog's head.
Yeah.
I have had a funny thing. It was in a Shaw's where they had the angled a mirror that was angled over the vegetables or whatever it was, and we started to walk by. I had a young puppy with me, and he saw that mirror up there, and he dropped, and I couldn't get him up, and I finally ended up calling Megan on my phone, who was up at the front of the store, and I said, would you please come help me, because it was a big puppy. I couldn't get him back on his feet. And of course the whole store is in stitches about the service dog won't even walk.
Yeah.
You know, it gets very embarrassing, but he was panicked over it. I went back there for weeks afterwards with that damn mirror.
With everybody else.
Yeah, well, that one, I
Oh,
had to
just
get him
that,
over
yeah.
it. Because when they have an objection to something, you don't avoid it.
Absolutely.
You don't avoid it. You flood it.
Yes.
You flood it.
You don't like that? Let me give it to you 100 more times.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. Get it over.
And they do.
They do.
I have a guy right now who has one of our dogs that their issue was the dog would shake anytime kids were around. So what did I do? Last week we met at the mall in the kids zone, and we walked into the kids area and we sat in a downstay until he was completely bored.
Stop shaking. You want
And
to
that was his task every day, and Monday we'll meet back up. We'll see how it went. But so far,
you have to achieve boredom
yeah.
before you can do anything else with a dog. We got 7 more.
Dog bracing hurts dog's joints? Question mark.
What's this?
Someone asking if bracing on the dog hurts their joints.
You don't do it all that much.
No, it's very. I mean,
You see these dogs play, and then you tell me anything we do is abusive.
Right.
I mean, just forget it. I mean, they knock each other over and down and around. And
I agree.
You know, it's sort of like the Darwinian theory. I mean, it's survival of the fittest. If they're going to break down, they're going to break down. And then they go be perfect pets.
right.
They are terrible. The one I just sitting here in the house, watch them run as fast as they can across the kitchen floor and bang into the sofa, right where the futon is, because they don't quite jump high enough to get up on it. It's just Oh my word. Yeah, if they survive life around here, then they're fine. If they were raised in crates, I can't imagine they would be as fit. I mean, these dogs are fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you had a dog refuse to do something, and if so, how do you handle it?
I couldn't get the dog back on his
Yeah,
feet.
you call somebody else, right?
Call somebody bigger.
It doesn't happen too often. You just gotta be. Sometimes it's just encouragement. And I had a puppy today. Who was it? They didn't want to come up. Rocco. Rocco was a little nervous to come out of the barn, so I let Tony out, put Tony in my car, and Rocco got in my car. So I just let him ride up here instead of walking. Change directions. There you go.
What?
The dog that doesn't want to do something. Who checks the gates and the kennels last thing at night? The trainer on duty.
Yeah.
We check heat.
Heat, water.
Right.
Nobody's bleeding.
Is that it?
Well, it's 5:05.
Yeah. I think that was it.
That's
If
it.
I missed your question, I'm sorry.
I can do the refuse things while we change personnel here. Steve,
Say what?
are you on deck here? You got your
The one day I'm early, you guys run over.
Well, excuse me.
dog to refuse something while we change help here.
The one day
I was
I'm
on
early.
stage once giving a lecture on using Great Danes for service dogs, and somebody from the back said, "Oh, but they don't retrieve anything." And I said, "Of course they do." And I had at that time, my stud dog with me was Thumper. And so I took my wallet out of my pocket and I dropped it on the ground. I said, "Thumper, would you pick it up for me?" And he came over, he picked it up, and he gave it to me. And somebody in the back said, "I didn't see him. Make him do it again." So I took my wallet out and dropped it again. And that dog looked at me and he said, "Frig you." And he wouldn't pick it up again.
He really said that?
He very clearly looked at me right in the eye and said, "I am not a toy dog." So anyway, he refused. I had to bend over and pick it up.